Kia ora, I'm Louise Taylor from Russell McVeigh and the AI Forum. Usually with emerging technologies, the law takes a while to catch up with the technology. But given the noise surrounding AI over the last 18 months or so, we're seeing for the first time that regulators around the world are looking proactively at regulating AI applications. Some jurisdictions like China and certain states in America have regulated certain types of AI applications like generative AI or the use of facial recognition technologies for certain purposes. Other jurisdictions like the UK are reviewing existing legal frameworks and are looking at plugging any gaps to protect against harmful effects of AI. Most recently, the EU has adopted the AI Act, which is the world's first comprehensive law that regulates the development and use of AI systems. It takes a risk-based approach to AI regulation by prohibiting certain types of harmful AI and regulating the use of high or limited risk AI. Organisations that develop AI systems that are used in the EU may need to comply with the requirements. And more generally, it's expected to have a flow-down effect globally in a similar way that the GDPR has had in terms of privacy and data protection. We don't have any AI-specific laws in New Zealand, but certain New Zealand legislation that applies more broadly to technology will apply to AI, including the Privacy Act, the Human Rights Act, and the Fair Trading Act. In the absence of AI-specific laws, it's largely up to organisations developing or using AI systems to adhere to a growing body of regulatory and industry guidance on AI and data governance. For example, the Privacy Commissioner has released practical guidance on the use of generative AI by New Zealand organisations. While the guidance is focused on generative AI, it's also relevant to the use of other AI tools. The Office of the Privacy Commissioner has released an exposure draft of a biometrics code. When it's introduced, the code will apply to all agencies regulated by the Privacy Act that collect and use biometric information like fingerprints or facial images to verify or identify individuals using automated processing. More broadly though, the government has indicated that it has a low appetite for AI-specific regulation in New Zealand. It's developing an AI roadmap regarding the adoption and use of AI by New Zealand organisations. It is planning to release this in 2024. The roadmap is expected to signal that there'll be no AI-focused regulation in New Zealand in the near future. The government is also developing risk management guidance for organisations using or looking to use AI systems, including by clarifying the government's expectations in terms of guardrails to be applied to mitigate AI-specific risks. Bias is a widely known issue that developers of AI systems have been grappling with for years now, as AI tools rely on the quality of data used to train them. The impact of bias will depend on what the AI system is used for, but can range from reputational damage to having a significant detrimental impact on people's lives. As an example, at one end of the spectrum was the Apple Card, which was exposed as giving better lines of credit to men, which led to some reputational issues for Apple. As a more extreme example, the Dutch tax authorities use a racially biased algorithm which penalised families over a suspicion of child benefits fraud. The flawed system led to some devastating impacts, with thousands of families being pushed into poverty and over 1,000 children being placed into foster care. In the wake of the scandal, the Dutch tax administration was fined over €3 million by the privacy regulator.